What's up, everybody? My name is Turnonsi Dorp, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to play Wolverine in Marvel Rivals. This is my first guide video. It's something new I'm trying out. This is not going to be a hardcore guide, it's just a casual guide on how to play this character correctly. You're not going to see any crazy plays, you're just going to see overall success. There's an abilities page here for Wolverine. I'm not going to go over it. If you want to look into it yourself, you can. I'll kind of show you the pattern of abilities that I use when I'm actually playing the game. But if you want to know more about how all of these work, feel free to take a look at it yourself. Instead, what I want to talk about right now is which characters you should be avoiding when you are playing Wolverine, because a big part of this game, at least in how to be good at it, is knowing which characters counter you and knowing which characters you counter. So let's start off with the class you should be targeting with Wolverine. You want to target Vanguards above everybody else. From what I've gathered, Wolverine does percentage-based damage, so he's better when he's targeting other tanks in the game. That's not to say that tanks can't kill you at all, but you're going to have a much better time against them in general, as opposed to chasing down other classes right now. Most of the people on this list are pretty good for you to target. Bruce Banner, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Groot, Magneto, ironically enough. The Thing is kind of new, so I haven't gotten to fight him as much with Wolverine. I got lured with Wolverine during like Season 0, so haven't played against things very much. From what I've seen, they're pretty easy though when you're playing Wolverine. And Venoms are also very easy to counter with him. The only two you really need to be worried about are Penny Parker and Thor. Good Penny Parkers tend to place defenses, and they will absolutely melt you if they know how to counter you. And then Thor is aggressive enough to where he can actually kill you if he is juggling his abilities the way he is meant to. So just be careful if you decide to engage either of these guys in a fight. If they are skilled enough with their character, they can kill you. And you could say that about any of these characters, but generally, Penny Parker and Thor will have an easy time fighting you. Now, if there's no Vanguards in the fight, you want to target the Strategist next. Most of these are going to be about the same experience to go after. Adam Warlocks are probably going to be your easiest time since they don't have escape options, which is really funny for them. Outside of that, though, you got other people who can self-heal, like Cloak and Dagger, Jeff the Land Shark, Rocket Raccoon. Loki can pop lanterns for himself. Luna, I think, I don't play a lot of Strategist. I think she gets self-healing from an ability of hers, though, if she's attacking other people. Invisible Woman can obviously go invisible, as can Loki, by the way. And I don't think Mantis has an escape option, but she can sleep you and put you out of commission for a couple seconds. It's not the best idea to go after these guys, especially if their tank is paying attention. They will turn around and fight you. But if there's nothing better to do, definitely go after them. Duelists, normally, you want to evade like the plague. If you're playing Wolverine, a lot of other duelists in this game can out-damage you. I'm not sure why that's the case. You'd think Wolverine would put out more damage than anybody on this roster, but he does not. Namor isn't impossible. If he has all of his squids down, though, you're going to have a bad time trying to jump him. His only escape option is the height that he gets with his bubble, but if he's out in the open, you can just chase him down wherever he lands and finish him off. It's not awful trying to get him, but again, just as a duelist, I would try and stay away from him. Depending on the skill level of a Black Widow or a Hawkeye, they could also be good people for you to target. I do play Hawkeye a bit, as you can see here. It's not impossible to get a kill against a Wolverine with him. It's just, it depends on how many headshots he can land. Black Widows have a couple different defense options, so this makes it so that they can get out of situations, but they're not the worst to chase down. A lot of these other guys, especially like, if you have a flyer like Iron Man, Human Torch, or Storm, they can just stay in the air out of your reach. There's nothing you can do about it. Other characters like Squirrel Girl, Punisher, Winter Soldier, they can get out. Moon Knight as well. They can all get out decent damage in a short span of time. And again, since you're a melee character, you have to get up close and personal. And unfortunately, a lot of these characters either excel at fighting up close and personal, or they can get out of your reach. So generally speaking, I would avoid most of these guys. Mr. Fantastic is one of the easier ones you can attack. Especially when he's in his kind of bulky, tankish form. I would go after him if you see him doing that. But as a general rule of thumb, stay clear of duelists. I've already recorded all of the games I'm about to show you, but I just want to kind of play them back and dissect what I'm doing as the games happen. So let's get into that real quick. I'm playing quick play in these because in comp I don't want to be the person who's staying on one character all game and not switching no matter what. Don't be that person. If you want to win comp games, you have to be flexible or be lucky. And I'm not lucky, so I have to be flexible. But you can see this match starts here. We have a Hulk on our team. He doesn't quite seem to know how to use the team up ability, but it's fine.
Gosh, I have missed your cosmic wisdom and constructive criticism, Rocket.
Wolverine's team up ability in this game is one of the not so great ones. If you're gonna get thrown, your Hulk or your thing kind of needs to know how your leap works in general, or else they're gonna aim you improperly. As you'll see here, I think he throws me, yeah, just right into the wall. It is deceptive, so it's not necessarily their fault, but still. So right here I get attacked by a magic, so I'm going to get out of there because I don't want to fight the magic. I'm going to walk back to spawn to get healed just so my supports don't have to keep an eye on me. I'm going to decide I'm going to push left. I spot this Black Widow here, and Black Widows, as I said earlier, are pretty good to attack. This one is a Lord Black Widow. She had a lot of time on her, so she's probably a little frustrated that I just pushed her like that, but I'm going to go around here, and I'm going to attack Moon Knight. I think he gets away here, though. I'm pretty sure he uses his grapple to get out of this situation. Yeah, there he goes. And you're going to notice in a second, I think I look at the scoreboard soon, they don't have any Vanguards right now. This is a very bad team composition to play Wolverine into. Team comp is what their characters are made up of, and right now they just have duelists and strategists. So I do land a really cool leap there. The Wolverine leap is really buggy, I think. It doesn't work the way it should all the time. That was a very lucky hit there with that. But you might also notice that when I'm hitting people, I'm building up that number in the middle of my screen, kind of like just below my cursor there. That is my rage meter. So anytime you're playing Wolverine, you can see the Hulk just whiffed another throw. I think I die here. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure the squirrel ult gets me. Oh no, I get shot by the Widow. But anyways, when you build up that number in the middle of your screen, you're going to do more damage as long as that number is, you know, higher. So the more damage you get in, the more damage you'll do. You know, it just keeps going. You may see before I enter a fight that I press right bumper. This is going to reduce the damage I take for a couple seconds. It's just good to go ahead and push it if you know you're about to get hit by something. It's not always going to save you, unfortunately, but it will help you like last in fights longer. You can see I pushed it there, and then your left trigger is your dash, and then your left bumper is your pickup there. That's the ult. When you ult with Wolverine, you want that middle number there to be 100, because you're going to do more damage with it. Now, normally when you ult with them, you also want your passive to be available. Wolverine's passive is called Healing Factor. What it does is, and I'm actually not sure how the Black Widow killed me there. It's impressive, I'm not complaining, but that was weird on her side. Wolverine's passive makes it so that when he's taken down to 0 health, instead he activates like an overhealth thing. You can see it just activated there, but I still got melted anyways. It gives him another chance at kind of surviving the fight. It's on a 90-second cooldown, I think, and it activates automatically. But if you wait till you have it with your ult, you'll have more time to get your ult off. When you can see Moon Knight here is trying to ult. He does get it off, but he pays for it. When you do activate your healing factor, after a short amount of time, that overhealth gets transferred to regular health, and it also drains your rage meter at the middle of the screen there. You can see I pushed the Black Widow there, got another kill. Jeff's struggling to heal me, but I do stop for him so we can build ult back. As a duelist, you should memorize where all of the health packs are on each map if you can. If you have a good healer and you're playing a mid-range duelist in terms of mobility, they should be able to keep up with you, but you don't want to overwork them, and it's better if you can just be self-sufficient in that area. So I'm not seeing any opportunities here, so I push point there for a little bit. I'm going to go right side and see if my healers are getting flanked by the magic. They were, so I'm going to engage her directly. Now these kids aren't really all that good, I've noticed by this point in the game, but generally, if you're playing Wolverine into a no Vanguard composition, it's not the worst idea to sit back with your supports and help them fight dive characters. I mean, really, you should probably switch off Wolverine, but if for some reason you gotta keep playing him, if you're trying to grind for Lord or something, that's probably the best case scenario there, is just sitting back with your supports and helping them fight dives. So you can see I've got ult built back by now. I don't have my healing factor ready to go. So you have to kind of keep an eye on your health when you don't have healing factor. Make sure you've got enough to survive being targeted. I see this Black Widow here. She's going to think that I left the area, but then me and the magic push her at the same time. And I believe we get her here. It's another very lucky catch that I landed. You can see I'm hitting nothing here. I'm trying to get the magic, but I'm not sure where she's at. I just ult her there, and I do manage to lock the kill before my Jeff picks me up. And again, there's not a whole lot for me to be doing with Wolverine against this composition. There's not really a normal rhythm for me to be into. I do decide at this point that I want to try and target Black Widow as much as I can. And after missing her an embarrassing amount of times here, I do finally get her. But she did manage to get my healing factor to activate, which is less than ideal. I'm going to pull Squirrel Girl back to point there. Again, notice that I didn't engage her until she was facing away from me. She does a lot of damage from the front, so you want to be careful when you're approaching her. And we do take point here, but my team has not moved up. So I'm going to spawn in kind of behind the rest of them. And this is kind of why you don't want to always target healers, because they just have so much self-healing, at least most of them do, and then some of them also get really good mobility too. So Rocket gets away pretty easy after my attack there. Moon Knight whiffs an ult, and then I go back to spawn for healing, because Jeff is just having a really hard time keeping us up. They have a lot of damage going out. You can see Magic moves in. I do grab her. I don't think we secure the kill here, though. At this point, I kind of spent the last, like, 30 seconds there waiting to see if somebody else would push up and make space. It doesn't happen, so I go left. And I'm looking for that Black Widow. And I find her right here. I'm also looking at my ult charge, because I know I've almost got it. And I'm not sure where that Black Widow went. I see my healing factor got activated, so I back out of that fight. But I'm going to go right side here. And again, notice how my meter got taken back down to 0. I do think I ult here. You're going to see... Yeah, why you shouldn't do that when you don't have full rage meter. It didn't do anything to her, even though I hit her dead on with it. And there was a much better opportunity just right there to have gotten a whole bunch of them in my ult. So I do still get the Cloak and Dagger, but that was a big L on my part.
I've healed from 100 times worse.
I get a little turned around here because I kind of forget that there's no real right side from that spawn to flank with. can see Black Widow's looking for me. She decides I'm not there, and then I decide to jump at her. Magic does get the kill there. And I'm trying to not get in front of that squirrel girl. I didn't realize she was there till I already got hit by her. You can kind of see I sort of did a couple different moves to get away from her, but it still doesn't work. Again, she's just not a character you want to play Wolverine into. I hear this Black Widow ult going off. I feel like she's looking for me. She finally sends it out, and I decide I'm going to attack. I want that rocket to reposition himself, so I hit him a couple times. And then I'm going to go back behind them to see if there's anything I can do. This is the Black Widow I want. And notice that I didn't enter with any of my abilities there. I didn't need to use any, so I didn't use any. I just started hitting her, and I saved my abilities for closing the distance between us. I should have been able to kill her before she got my healing factor to activate, but I was being really stupid, so I didn't. I managed to hijack Moon Knight there into a small room where he can't really escape. And now that we're in overtime, I'm going to spend the rest of my life on point. The enemy magic is doing the same thing. There she is. And when you hear Squirrel Stampede, it's best to try and stand on point. That'll give you an automatic kind of like space to use away from it. I don't think I get to use my ult here. I don't think we held point long enough for that. But that's still a pretty good game, considering I'm playing Wolverine into a bunch of characters I should not be playing him into. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Quick play compositions are very, very different from ranked ones. In ranked, you almost always have at least one tank, so Wolverine gets value pretty much right away. And you can see here, I've got SVP on my team. Again, even though I was going into a whole bunch of characters I should not have been playing Wolverine into. Alright, so this next one is kind of a middle-of-the-road team comp I was playing into. There were some people who should have been able to counter me, and others that should not have been able to. And if you are just starting with Wolverine, quick play is going to feel very odd with him. It's going to feel like you're not doing a whole lot. That's just because a lot of the times in quick play you get very unique team compositions. Most of the popular picks in quick play tend to counter Wolverine pretty hard.
You are Midgard's goddess of squirrels, are you not?
Goddess? Me? Heck no. I'm just a girl.
So it is a little intimidating sometimes playing Wolverine in comp, but it's not as bad as you would expect.
Proud to call a squirrel my ally.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is also a game where I'm not the best player on my team by a long shot. This Punisher got a lot more kills than I did, but that's okay. It's not about who does the best, it's about who does the most, but that still wasn't me in this game. So on this map I like to check this side here, because usually somebody comes through there, and I was right. It was Spider-Man, but he was very delayed. Spider-Man with the highest mobility should have beaten all of us there. It's a little strange he was so far back. And what I'm doing right now is pretty much the last thing you want to be doing with Wolverine. Hunting down a duelist who has much higher mobility than I do. I'm still not sure. I think, yeah, Punisher gets him at one point. But then, finally I'm going to go back to point and be where I am needed. So again, depending on the Thor's skill level, he may or may not be able to counter that. Thankfully, the rest of my team is doing really well with me. You're about to see me jump off this cliff with Luna, but it's totally worth it because she jumps off with me. There we go. That's called being over-aggressive. Totally okay to do that in quick play. Don't do that in comp, though.
Like a bad penny, I just keep coming back.
You get to see some of my impressive typing skills there. I've gotten very good at typing without a keyboard. In case you're unfamiliar with hero shooters in general, what they're doing right now is staggering. You can see Luna respawned and came back to point and died pretty much right away anyways. Staggering is essentially when you or the enemy team is getting killed and kind of walking back to point one by one. Generally, you want to try and stay together as a team.
You've captured more than
And I
half
see
of
Spider-Man back there, but right now I've decided I don't want to get involved with him at all. And him being Spider-Man, he really shouldn't want to go after me anyways. I'm going to fight the Thing here. This is actually the first time I think I ever fought a Thing with Wolverine. I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish here. He's looking the wrong way. And I'm also missing a lot of my melee attacks. But he seems to negate the Feral Leap. That's the grab ability. Right here, I think I ult. And that is unfortunately part of his ult, is that it's just very buggy, and sometimes you will just outright miss people. But we do get the Spider-Man here. The Luna dies right there in the background. Bruce Banner gets taken out. Wolverine uses his ult. I think he also whiffed it. Iron Man does get a good ult off there, but then he flies away. He should be able to take Punisher and I if he was playing his character correctly. Punisher does knock him out of the sky. And this Luna is not a smart Luna. You should not be doing what she's doing right now. She's attacking the point from a completely different direction. If any of the other duelists had seen her when I did, they probably would have killed her. You can see that Spider-Man's really struggling to lock in a kill on his kill cam. I'm going to open up this pathway here. Again, this is why you should get familiar with the maps when you're playing Duelist. There was a Hulk and a Thing up top that I would have run into if I'd gone the right way. Now, Hulk can give himself a bubble shield, but it doesn't tend to do a whole lot. Nobody else is looking at him here. So I had to dash towards him and get that kill. You'll see I jumped at where the health pack is, but it was already picked up by the enemy Spider-Man, so I didn't get it. But if I had been able to pick that up, I could have survived for just a little bit longer.
Keep fighting until we have a winner. Control seized.
We have triumphed, friends.
And this is actually, this Punisher on my team is one of the better ones that I've seen. Most Punishers I get on my team are usually eating crayons all game. I'm going to attack this Luna first because I've got my ult. And whenever you have ult, remember, you want to try and target Duelist and Strategist with it. She's going to use her ult, and I decide I'm going to hold on to mine until she's done with hers. I time it pretty well here, too. It ends, and then I hit her. Doesn't do a lot of damage. I'm not sure why. It might have been because I didn't technically grab her. You'll see briefly right here, they got a Strange. Strange is like the best person for you to attack with Wolverine. You will counter him every fight. I think the next game I'm going to show you, you get to see me fight a Strange almost all game. But I think he switches back off after this.
Make this look good in any timeline.
Yeah, the Wolverine ult is very difficult to use properly. You'll see, I think at the end of this game, it doesn't last very long. Like, you do not have a lot of time to decide where you're going to dive back down to after you've jumped. And even when you jump directly at people, it doesn't always grab them. I've had some really good luck with it and some really bad luck with it.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
From what I hear about this Doom character, I don't think I'm gonna like him very much.
You can see I'm going left side here with Moon Knight. I'm going to push far left because I want to try and see who it is they're playing as right now. I run into this Wolverine here, and I decide I'm going to ignore him because I don't want to waste my time hunting down a Wolverine. Oh, there's that Strange. Guess he did play another fight on this game. You can see I'm just tearing into him. I mean, he had all that health, he's got a healer right behind him, and there's still just nothing he can do. Even when he has his shield up, you do melee through his shield. I don't know if you do that to everybody, but through Stranges specifically, it doesn't matter. He just gets hit right through it. I got a really lucky leap off on that Iron Man. You do tend to leap a little higher than where you're actually looking. I get their Punisher there. I'm having a pretty good time up here. Here's their Wolverine. I'm going to leap him in. And generally speaking, that's how you want to use that leap. It's to misplace tanks. I'm trying to help out with this thing here. There he goes. We've got Invisible Woman here. I don't land a hit on her, but somebody else does, thankfully. We're going to see Wolverine take the same path he took earlier. I see my Punisher's moved up a lot, so I want to get in there and help him out. I see this Wolverine waiting for me to come around the corner. I'm going to casually grab a health pack before I even attack back, and I decide, you know what, I missed my lunge. I'll let somebody else handle that. Punisher does finish him off. And what I just did there is Spider-Man hit me with a web tracer. When he does that, he's usually going to web zip to you and uppercut you to do a lot of damage. What I was trying to do was to get around that wall so he didn't web zip straight to me. I didn't quite do it in time, but he also didn't get the kill on me. I'm going to leap into him here. Got a very lucky grab on him there. Dash back into him. And showcase why he's not a good Spider-Man. Spider-Mans have the highest mobility in the game. He should have been able to get out of that, and he does not. Very bad idea to play as a Spider-Man and to lock yourself in a small room with a melee character. Especially considering I've got, I think, a Rocket on my team. A Rocket, I think a Moon Knight. Those are both very approachable characters for him. And this is where I whiff my ult. It's totally fine. I didn't see anybody. But you get very little time to use it there. You can see how it just kind of disappears not long after you do your initial leap. But that was a win for us. Our Punisher just stayed on top of the team. He was doing great. Our Rocket was healing everybody like a ton. And our Thor was playing with very efficient positioning, so we won that without much of a fight. So this game is the last game I'm going to show you here. I will spoil things a bit for you. We do lose this game. You can see right here we're immediately getting attacked by a Moon Knight. I don't hit him at all, but that's totally fine. I'm going to get stuck trying to jump up real quick. You can see a buddy of mine is concerned about me, trying to figure out where I've been since this game came out. And right here, you can see they've got a Strange. And I know, once I see that Strange, I'm about to have the best time of my life in this game. I do take a lot of damage here, and decide I need to back out. Healing factor gets activated. And I decide I'm going to go back in. And I'm going to go left side here, since they're not really watching it. And I'm looking for that Doctor Strange. I spot him here. And kidnap him. Again, misplaced. He gets totally wrecked. This Spider-Man's a little bit better than the one I just fought. I do think this game was right after the last one I just showed you. I'm not sure about the first one. And I'm just kind of sitting here waiting to see that Strange pop up again. There's his big Strange head. I'm going to miss a leap on him. Again, you do jump higher than where you expect you will. And he does get the kill on me there. I think he had some help from whoever was behind me. And he did get a little help there. But it's totally fine. My team gets point and we get to move up. I'm also about to have both my ult and my healing factor here. So I'm looking to use that after the Cloak and Dagger ult dissipates. I accidentally pick up Namor instead of Doctor Strange, but I'm going to go right back and attack him again and lock in the kill. Right here I'm going to push Moon Knight. I think he gets away. This is a mistake on my part, trying to get the Moon Knight. But right there you can see I ulted, I managed to catch the Spider-Man on my way down, and then I finished off Strange after that as well. This Cloak and Dagger is very concerned about healing herself, which is typically good news for your team because that means she's not healing her teammates as much. This Moon Knight put himself in the wrong spot. Namor's back. I'm going to grab him here. He does get away, but I get him off the point for a little bit. You get caught here in the Spider-Man ult and the Namor ult. Spider-Man uppercut us there off the floor, which actually saved us from the enemy Namor ult. So that was a little confusing, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm going to kidnap Strange here. He's way far away from his team where he can't be healed, he can't defend them, and he pays for it. That's Loki putting down lanterns to insta-heal me. And I'm going to ult right here. I don't know if I get anybody. I think they all get away, actually. These healers are not the most annoying healers in the game, but their play style is one of the most annoying ones. They're the types of healers that just kind of pocket each other the whole time you're trying to kill them.
Like a bad penny, I just keep coming back.
You may have noticed I check the scoreboard pretty frequently when I'm not fighting. I like to keep an eye on which characters my team is running and which characters the enemy team is running. I get a really lucky leap on that Moon Knight there. You can see once I'm done with him, I'm going to go right back to targeting the Strange. I think his Invisible Woman ults here. Yeah, just a little too late though. I got him right before that went off. You might notice that we have a Groot going 0-2. I actually didn't even know we had a Groot until the end of the game. I never saw his walls go up. I don't know if he was just sitting back in spawn or what he was doing. I mean, he gets killed there, so I'm not sure.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Moon Knight's just kind of floating around up here. I think I miss a leap on him. Yeah, I go right over him. And I'm just doing everything I can to get to him. He's leaping over me, leaping around me, but I think, yep, we get him right there. Again, you cannot really fight a Wolverine with Strange. Unless you've got backup, you just get demolished. I'm going to miss a leap on Spider-Man there. You can see there he put a web tracer on me. You get a little icon put above your head whenever he lands one on you. Well, there's our Groot. I really want this Spider-Man dead, and he's just been leaping all around us. And thankfully our Invisible Woman gets him. You can see here I'm kind of looking for a good spot to use my ult, trying to charge up my rage meter. And I do manage to get my ult off before my healing factor takes my rage meter back down. That's also really important to time. If you notice your healing factor activates and you're planning to use your ult, you want to use your ult pretty much right after that happens. Or else you're just not going to have any rage meter left and you're going to whiff your ult completely. Here's our Groot. And again, you can kind of see our Groot's not really putting down walls, even though he's getting attacked by a Moon Knight. He's struggling to find a place to put one there. We do kill Moon Knight, but not before he gets his ult down. Thor is just kind of looking around, and this is about the worst thing you can do as Thor. You might This might sound overly critical of my tanks at this point, but he's just sitting there not using his ranged attacks, which is the best part of his character. He's just emoting right in front of the point when he could be doing literally anything else. I see the Moon Knight and the Strange here. I do kidnap the Strange, but I think he gets away. Yeah, he does manage to float up. It's his only real escape ability he has. I'm going to retreat, regroup with my teammates here for a second before I refocus Strange. Somehow don't hit another leap on him. We're going to play Ring Around the Rosie here for just a second. You might notice one of my teammates just walked by. She absolutely saw us, but did not stay to help. Yeah, that's the magic pack there in the back. And then I did use ult there, but I got killed before I could get it off. That's why you really want to keep an eye on your healing factor.
Like a bad penny, I just keep coming back.
Thank me later.
The King in Black is about to rise. Don't mess with the amazing.
And I tried to catch Spider-Man there. I have done that before, but I missed it there. It's absolutely okay. I'm gonna grab the health pack there on the right, and I'm looking to kidnap Strange again. I see him right here. I go in for him, and then I have no idea where he goes for a second, and then I miss another leap on him. At this point, I was getting fairly angry because I kept noticing my team was always walking out of spawn. I was getting a little surprised that they were getting melted so quick when we had a Groot. But that's how it goes sometimes. You get teammates who don't always know how to play their character. That's what quick play is for. And you can see here I'm going to attack Namor. And he doesn't use his bubble. I don't know if he just didn't have it or not, but he just gets completely shredded because he has no other options outside of just sit there and look at me without his bubble. Moon Knight tries to throw his Ankh down at me. He hits the point instead and proceeds to keep hitting it. I almost get Spider-Man there. And you can see here I'm refocusing the tank. Somebody else finishes off the Spider-Man for me. And right here, our Thor is sitting on point. Our Thor should have been pushing up here with me. I don't know if he ends up moving up with me or not. Invisible Woman does, so I give her a lot of credit for doing that. You can see Thor is still kind of just hanging out on point. I get that for most Vanguards, but when you're playing Thor, you want to be aggressive. I kidnap Moon Knight here, and I managed to kill him. And I'm getting really excited because I have an ult ready to go. I don't know if I get it off, though. Yeah. These two combo their ults, and that's a big ult combo to have happen, and I think we lose the game for it. But that's pretty much all I could do for that team. We didn't really have any tanks, but that is also a very ideal team composition to be playing Wolverine against. You can see I've got SVP again. Almost had the most damage in the game too. Our magic just had just a little bit more than I did, but it is what it is. That is essentially all I can show you. Again, I'm not like a professional, Wolverine player. No crazy plays for today. You can see I'm letting my tanks know I was not pleased with them. But that's all you can really do sometimes. Let me know if this helped or if it didn't. I've got other characters that I have played a lot with and know a lot about and would be willing to make videos on, but that's it. Bye for now.